How do vaccines work? Everything you need to know. Vaccinations have existed since the 18th century with Edward Jenner and the smallpox vaccine. He first demonstrated immunity to smallpox with the vaccinia virus. From polio to measles, we have been taught without a doubt how critical these vaccines can be to humanity. However, recent times will be teaching us that vaccines could be as essential as food consumption on a daily basis. With a dramatically increasing death rate followed by the coronavirus, it is inevitable and a must that we all understand exactly how vaccines work. So then, to the question we all ask, how do vaccines work? To understand vaccines and vaccination, we first need to understand where these come from or the source of these processes. The source, or what calls for vaccine production, is the immune system or immunity. Why do we say this? The body has a natural means of fighting against harmful visitors, invaders, or anything that threatens the human body. This is how one can say that they are immune to a particular disorder, disease, or infection. Immunity, or the immune system, fights against pathogens that cause illness. In simple words, the system finds and gets rid of anything that can or may cause harm to the body. Contrary to the efficient nature of the immune system, there are naturally pathogens that can break the walls of your immune system. And these are the pathogens that the immune system failed to recognize. You can use a child, for example. They learn as they grow, and you teach them to recognize and do what's right. Sometimes along the line, there's a high chance they start a particular activity, but can't really differentiate whether it's good or bad. Similarly, neither the immune system nor the child can be blamed. Due to these circumstances, a process called vaccination is developed to teach the immune system how to recognize these unregistered pathogens, this time with the ability to do what it does best, eliminating the newly recognized harmful pathogens in the human body. In elementary words, we can conclude that vaccination is a preventive measure that protects people from falling bedridden or sick. Vaccination does not only protect the user in question, but those surrounding them as well. So it's paramount that as many people take the vaccine as possible. How do vaccines work? The human body remains a work of art, and to date, discoveries are made from time to time about the different ways the body works. But at the very basis of genetics lies the cell. A group of cells form tissues, and tissues form organs. This means every communication within the body is a communication between cells. Different cells work together to protect the body and nourish the body to how best it sees fit. Cells, at the very least, trigger the body to produce antibodies to fight against antigens of pathogens. But this process will be unsuccessful without the introduction of vaccination. Vaccination serves as a stimulant that tells the body, hey, these guys are harmful, so we need to do something about them. It's that simple. But producing a vaccine that will stimulate the body to recognize the disease isn't exactly easy. Vaccines may remain in a body for as long as it may take for the body to understand the message you're passing to the immune system. Still, when successful, it serves as a quick response for the immune system to remember the harmful or infectious pathogens in the future. Vaccine production takes at least 4 forms: a protein or sugar from the makeup of a pathogen, a weakened pathogen, a dead or inactive form of a pathogen, a toxoid that contains a toxin made by a pathogen. So basically, we're feeding the body information about the pathogen causing the disease, so the body recognizes and destroys antigens of this harmful pathogen, however, with the least risk possible. Immediately, the body responds to the vaccine. Antibody production begins in preparation to fight off the now recognized harmful pathogens of the disease or infection. You would ask, what guarantees that a body must recognize a pathogen that once lived in the same body unrecognized as a threat by just feeding it the same pathogen? Here's the secret ingredient. Vaccines contain 2 parts. The first part contains the antigen of the disease your body must learn to recognize. The second is what most people don't know, the adjuvant. The adjuvant serves as a danger signal to the body and helps the body react more strongly to the antigen as an infection or threat. Another concern of many people before taking vaccines or making themselves available for vaccination is whether vaccinations are safe. According to several gathered research, vaccination is considered safe. This is because vaccination goes through vigorous, close examination and many rounds of testing with solid-backed research before being approved for general public use. A typical vaccine may have side effects, but that's just characteristics of any medically produced drug. Per research, choosing to be vaccinated would be a better choice than getting infected with the virus, which in most cases are deadly and can cost your life. The side effects of vaccination are rare, and existing or noticeable side effects are mostly mild. They may include pain, swelling of the injected spot, muscle weakness, fatigue, fever, memory loss, hearing or vision loss, sleep disturbances, and seizures. Moreover, vaccines will always need approval from a Food and Drugs Board. They stand as an organization responsible for a final series of tests to be taken on the vaccine to establish whether or not it's safe for human consumption. If it's not, the organization possesses the power to reject the vaccine. However, vaccines are not to be taken by people with weakened immune systems. This, among other risk factors like being sick when taking the vaccine or a family history of vaccine reactions, may increase the risk of experiencing side effects. Children are the first to receive vaccines in most cases. These vaccines protect their young immune systems against diseases, preventing them from falling sick. As they grow, they may require boosters to strengthen the effectiveness of the vaccine. Similarly, for pregnant women, vaccines protect the mothers and the babies, providing immunity against diseases likely to affect the mother or the baby. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention requires CDC, has set a recommended vaccine schedule for people of all ages. Hence, it's easier to know how often you need to take vaccines after checking the various lists to know where you fall. The cost is partly covered by insurance in most cases, but other low-cost alternatives are always available. So if you ever wondered, vaccines are not dangerous, and in the worst-case scenario, they need approval before being served to you. If you're ever exposed to a risk of an infection, get vaccinated immediately. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more informative videos like this.